So you're building a new home here in the Tri-Cities? I mean, how exciting is that? Whether it's Johnson City, Kingsport, or Bristol, watching it go from just a plot of land to your house, it's just an amazing feeling. But, as those walls go up, a little question starts creeping into the back of your mind, right?
And yep, there it is. How in the world do you protect this thing? I mean, it's probably the biggest investment you'll ever make. And look, this isn't just some paperwork you got to do for the mortgage company. This is about being able to sleep at night, knowing you're covered. So let's break it all down.
Okay, first things first, you've got to understand that insuring a house while it's still being built is, well, it's a whole different ballgame, right? You're not insuring a finished product. You're insuring something that's literally changing every single day, from a concrete slab to the place you're going to make memories. And that needs a totally different kind of protection. I love this way of thinking about it. It's like a relay race. Seriously, you've got one insurance policy that runs the first leg. That's during construction. And then, right at the finish line, it hands the baton to the next policy. And that handoff, it has to be flawless. So let's meet the two runners in this race. These are the two policies that form the core of your protection. Getting this right is everything. So you're probably asking, what is the difference between builder's risk and regular homeowner's insurance? It's a super common question, and honestly, it's pretty simple once you see how they work. Let's talk about that first runner in the relay. All right, this is builder's risk insurance. Now, this policy has one job and one job only, to protect your home while it's being built. Think about it. It's covering the structure from a fire, a big storm that rolls through, or even somebody sneaking onto the site and stealing a whole bunch of expensive lumber. It's basically the bodyguard for the construction site.
Okay, listen up, because this is probably the most important thing I'm going to say. Do not, I repeat, do not just assume your builder has this. You have to ask them for proof. Seriously, ask to see the policy. Because imagine a fire rips through the site and they're not actually covered. Guess who that financial nightmare falls on? You. So before anyone even starts digging, you need to have a copy of that policy in your hand. This is a total deal breaker.
And this chart here, it lays out that relay race perfectly. You can see it, right? Builder's risk is for the construction zone. The builder usually buys it. Homeowner's insurance is for your finished home and all your stuff in it. You buy that. One stops, the other starts, right on closing day. That's that clean handoff we were talking about. Okay, so once the construction is done and you're ready to move in, now we get to the really good news. There's a huge upside to insuring a brand spanking new home, especially for your wallet. Get this. We're talking a potential savings of 20, maybe even 30% on your insurance premiums. That's compared to an older house of the exact same value. I mean, that's a huge chunk of change, right? And it's not random. There are really solid reasons why. And here's why. Insurance companies absolutely love new homes. Why? Because everything is brand new. You've got modern wiring, new plumbing, a fresh HVAC system, a roof that's not going to leak for decades. Plus, it's all built to the very latest, strictest safety codes. To an insurer, that just screams low risk. They figure you're way less likely to have a big, expensive claim. But wait, there's more. You can push those savings even higher. Make sure you ask your agent about discounts for things like smoke detectors, burglar alarms, all that good stuff. And here's the big one. Always, always ask about bundling your home and auto insurance together. The savings can be massive. So, okay, this all sounds great, but the timing is everything. You need a simple action plan, right? Let's walk through the exact timeline so there are absolutely no gaps in your coverage. It's really just 3 simple steps. Step 1, before anything starts, you confirm that builder's insurance. We've talked about that. Step 2, about a month or 2 before your closing date, that's when you start shopping for your own homeowner's policy. And step 3, before you actually close, you pick your policy and you get what's called a binder. That's your proof of insurance. Now, when you're choosing that policy, it's not just about finding the cheapest option. Your dwelling coverage, that's a big one. It needs to be enough to rebuild your house from scratch if the worst happens. And that's not the same as what you paid for it. And of course, you need liability coverage. Oh, and for us here in the Tri-Cities, if you're anywhere near the Watauga or Holston rivers, you really, really need to look into getting a separate flood insurance policy. And for that liability coverage, don't skimp on it. You should be looking for at least $300,000, maybe even up to $500,000. I know it sounds like a lot, but if someone gets seriously hurt on your property, that coverage is what stands between you and financial ruin. Okay, so this brings us to a super important, time-sensitive question that everyone asks. Do I actually need to have my homeowner's insurance policy before I close on the house? The answer, yes. 100% absolutely yes. Your mortgage lender, the bank, will not give you the money for the loan until they see proof that the house is insured. That proof is the binder we mentioned. No binder, no money, no closing. It's that simple. The whole deal can literally fall apart right at the finish line without it. All right, last piece of the puzzle. Who should you get this insurance from? You could just go online and click a few buttons. Sure, but there is so much value, especially here, in working with a local expert who actually knows the Tri-Cities. Here's the thing about a local independent agent, and that word independent is key. They don't work for just one big insurance company. They work for you. Their job is to take your needs and shop them around to a bunch of different companies to find you the best deal. They know our area, they know the specific risks, and they can find that perfect mix of great coverage and a great price. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, isn't it? It's about getting through this amazing, exciting process of building a home. And when you finally get those keys, you can just breathe. You can walk in knowing that you've built a future that's safe, secure, and totally protected. And that feeling, that's true peace of mind.